Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sosa, and in this video we're going to be talking about how I managed to graduate from college with a CS degree debt-free. And if you're really new here, thinking about clicking on that subscribe button so that you can get more videos like this in the future. Cool, let's do it. First thing, high school. I knew that I wanted to go to a good school and hopefully have that school pay for me to go, so I had to work really hard to make sure I stood out. I threw myself into schoolwork and did lots of after-school activities, including teaching classes at a nonprofit for a couple years. Also at that time, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, so I started a pre-med club for other kids interested in the medical field. And I ended up putting a lot of time and effort into these things, not just to boost my application, but to really volunteer and do things that I loved. I also took AP classes to show how dedicated I was in my studies. I took as many as were allowed for my year, and it ended up being a good way to earn college credit. I took about 4 to 5 AP classes, but since these credits were in English, literature, and environmental science, when I ended up going to college, I couldn't use these credit hours because I couldn't apply them to my computer science major. Even if you don't know what you plan on majoring in, which almost no one does when they're going into school, it's totally fine. You should still take as many AP courses as you can, and then you could be able to use up and apply those credits to general courses and save a ton of money. Scholarships. I literally applied to every scholarship that I could even remotely be qualified for. My high school guidance office had a wall of scholarship applications. I would take time out of each and every single one of my days to individually apply to every scholarship that they had. I also found lots of scholarship sites online that allowed you to use filters to figure out which scholarships you'd qualify for and would take you directly to the application site. Filling out applications and writing essays took a lot of time, but after a while you end up with this arsenal of scholarship essays that you could be able to tweak and use over and over and over again for so many other scholarships. Because at the end of the day, sometimes a lot of them are asking the same questions. So you're able to take these essays that you've written for other scholarships and apply them to newer ones that you just found. And it saves a lot of time and energy. I applied to hundreds of scholarships and ended up with 4 that were able to give me a full ride to college. Never underestimate the power of just buckling down and applying and getting things done. I, again, applied to as many scholarships as I thought I was qualified for. And then at the end of the day, even though I applied to over 100, that increased my odds to be able to get something. And I was able to get, again, 4 amazing scholarships that put me through school and got me room and board and tuition. Working while in school. Even though I was blessed and so lucky to have these scholarships that covered room and board and tuition, these scholarships didn't cover things I would need to go to school with. So things like school or dorm supplies, clothes, shoes that I would need for different athletic classes, if I would need any sports equipment for the clubs that I was joining while in college. These are things that scholarships just don't pay for. Also, I grew up in a low-income household, so my parents couldn't pay for these things as well. Since my parents couldn't afford to help me cover these things, and I couldn't even imagine taking out loans, I decided that I needed to get a job. And applying to jobs my freshman fall semester. By mid-semester of freshman year, I had a job to cover everything that I needed. I held multiple jobs during my 4 years at college. At one point, after a summer of saving enough money from an internship, I was able to buy a car, a really cute 2016 Toyota Corolla. But with the car comes a car note and insurance payments. And because of that, in my last couple semesters of college, I had 3 on-campus jobs while going to school full-time. It was exhausting. But it really allowed me to cover my car payments and living expenses without having to take out any student loans and credit cards. By the end of my 4 years, I had no debt. And it's hard, and you have to put in that work at the beginning, and especially before you even get to college, to be able to get some of these scholarships. But also don't forget that when you get into college, there are still scholarships that you can apply to within your first or second years of being there. So make sure to scour out these scholarships that are looking to give you money. And a lot of times, when people are already in school, they've forgotten the fact that they can still apply to scholarships. So these scholarships are just open and not as many people are applying to them. So take advantage of that fact. And because of these three things, working really hard in high school, taking those extra hard AP classes to possibly apply them for college credit, applying to as many scholarships as I qualified for, and working numerous amounts of jobs in college, I was able to graduate debt-free. It just takes some determination and perseverance and realizing that you can do it. You don't have to graduate with college with $100K worth of debt to your name. You just have to put in that effort to find ways to cover the cost. And honestly, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. It was hard, but I promise it was well worth it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out the links I have in the description for the sites that I used to find scholarships back when I was in college. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Also, leave a comment and let me know what you would like to see. I like making videos about college and computer science and things like that. But if there's anything else you'd want me to talk about, please feel free to leave them in the comments, because I respond and look at every single one of them. And I want to put out as much content as I can for you guys. So let me know.